Good morning, guys, and welcome to my first ever daily vlog. And if you notice, Chris and Scotty is not around. It's just me at the Skypod. That's because we had a flea problem for I think 3 or 4 days. Yesterday, I just decided Chris should stay at her parents' place with Scotty so that while we're getting this handled, we can be sure that she's not getting bitten. For most people like me, getting bitten by a flea is just a little itch, a little bump. But for her, she gets like big boils. So let's give you my very first vlog. And I'm using my new watch. It's the HUAWEI GT2 watch. I've been using this to track my sleep. I'm a sucker for data. So track my sleep, workouts, and the good thing is it has like 12-day or 2 weeks worth of battery power. Ever since I got this last week, I haven't charged it. So that's the biggest plus. The second plus is it has an anti-scratch glass material, sapphire material, the same sapphire material that we use on luxury watches. And again, it looks like a legit watch. It doesn't look sporty, so when I'm in my meetings, I can be CEO vibe. So before I show you my daily routine, I'd like to show you how we're trying to get rid of the fleas. Let's go outside. We place these powders around the house. It's called a DE powder. It's the same powder that you put in most pool filters. Apparently, it's very deadly for the fleas, so it's all over our house, all over our garden, so that any fleas from outside cannot come in. And what we're doing inside the house, we've also hired professional cleaners. They'll be here in a day or two, so they're trying to fix their schedule. They're gonna treat the whole place, so I hope by that time Chris can come back and she won't miss me that much. Sayang, no? Every day she makes me breakfast. This is the first day in, I don't know, 7 to 8 months that I'm all alone. So what I usually do, guys, is I track my workouts, and the GT2 helps me track my workouts. So for example, I will start working out with the pool swim. I don't know if it's clear. Then I'll input the pool length, which is 21 meters for this, and then I start my workout. So it's gonna measure my heart rate, calories, and the distance that I've been swimming automatically. See you guys after. Bye. So I just finished my swim, and I usually swim for about 10-15 minutes only, just to get the blood flowing, get my vitamin D from the sun. Or if I'm not in the mood for it, I usually just go with this rower. The good thing about this watch is, for example, the exercises like rower, it automatically detects that you're rowing. So sometimes I forget, but it reminds me, hey, are you rowing? So yeah, that's a good feature. After the physical exercise, it's now time for the mental. So as much as possible, I do meditations, and it's usually just 10 minutes. Sometimes if I'm in a rush, 5 minutes, but it helps me clear my head. I do breathing meditation, or sometimes I do gratitude meditation, wherein I just sit down. It's not like yung yoga na ganyan or whatever that we usually think about. It's just sitting down, closing my eyes, and thinking about all the things that I'm grateful for. And not big things, not about wealth or big business plans. It's just the small things. I like my breakfast today. I love the weather. I love the things that make me smile, such as Scotty's smile when I wake up in the morning and when he sees me, or Chris taking care of Scotty. She's doing a good job. it's most likely just the little things, because it's the little things that matter. We are so much into the social media hate and social media negativity. Us ourselves, we're very critical, and we sometimes forget about taking time to see the positive side of life. So this helps balance that. It helps me become happier. It makes me become even more productive because you tend to dwell on the positive side of life. So you're always optimistic. You always have an abundance mentality. So yeah, that's what I do. Sarap na energy after swimming. I'll set a 10-minute timer, and then I'll just close my eyes, sit down, and then meditate. Finished meditation now. I'm really ready to start my day. And this one is helping me structure my day through schedules. I usually have schedules if it's a work day. Meetings, Zoom meetings. Ngayon na online tayo lahat, work from home. But now I have a video to upload at around 9:30. So I'm setting an alarm for about 15 minutes before because it's premiering so that I can, converse with you guys. So this is something that's irregular. I usually post on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and it's usually premiered. So come join us if ever you're free. Leaving the house, guys. On my way to pick up Chris, and we're gonna have lunch at their parents' place. She's staying there. And then I'm gonna give you guys a tour of Liteblock. Guys, if you're interested in this watch pala, the proper name is HUAWEI GT2 Pro. So, just in case. Anyway, we have a visitor. Spaceman Chris reporting for duty.
No sleep me.
No sleep you. How are you feeling?
No new bites.
No new bites, so that's good. Yeah, we're still gonna be cleaning the house, so it's gonna take us maybe 1 or 2 more days for Chris to be back in the SkyPod, hopefully.
I'm covered up.
Yeah.
Long sleeves, face cover.
Anyway, guys, we are here. Chris will be my cameraman now. That's why I brought her.
Yeah. Yun lang ang reason bakit ako nandito.
Yeah. So I've asked the guard to check if there was anyone inside so we can remove our face masks. Completely empty because it's a Sunday. Anyway, so this was designed by LLG Architects as well. So mas maganda yung design nila sa actual, but medyo nakulangan sa budget when we were building this. We were still a very small company, and it's still fairly small right now compared to what it can be. But this is our showroom. So we have samples of light blocks. This one, we actually shot a bullet through it. This has a 45 caliber bullet and a .38 caliber bullet. So just to make sure that it doesn't go through the other side in case it's shot. So this was one of the requirements for high-end developments, just to make sure that it's fairly safe. And we've also done sound testing so that the sound from one room to the other doesn't go there, so it's quiet. So there's a lot of tests that's going on around Liteblock. That's why we have this, our laboratory. Medyo dirty ngayon. This is our famous table. So this is a basically Liteblock which we designed into a table. We incorporated steel bars coming through here. We cracked it open so that may design siya. So yeah, it's part of Liteblock. If you visit us, we're very near the airport, Cebu Airport. Ito yung sample wall namin. This is a bare Liteblock wall with ordinary plaster, so you can do this. And kung napansin nyo guys, the plaster is very thin, unlike hollow blocks. So pag hollow block kasi medyo makapal yan mga ganito to even it out. But since Liteblock is already even, it doesn't need that much thick of a plaster. A lot of you guys also ask about waterproofing, so it's usually this step: Liteblock or hollow block, then plaster, then waterproofing. And then you can do skim coating and painting. Or for interior walls, you can do Liteblock, and shortcut to skim coat. If you want a shortcut, you can skip the plaster, but this is a little bit more expensive but faster. To skim coat directly, there's a fine type of skim coat. There's also a rough type of skim coat. So, and this is Liteblock with paint. The biggest difference with Liteblock compared to other lightweight concrete products out there is that Liteblock is designed and patented to have these steel bars. So the most important part of having steel bars is that pag may earthquake, it can sustain the earthquake better. So it's a lot safer for your home if you're doing steel reinforced concrete. Guys, I'll give you a quick demo of how to install Liteblock again. It's fairly light. It's just side by side, may bakal ka dyan, may bakal ka dyan. And if you notice, if you come closer, meron siyang notch dito na nilagay namin. Meron siyang notch. So that your next Liteblock, medyo maalikabok na to kasi matagal na to dito. You can just patong it.
One hand.
Yeah. Patong it. Make sure the notches are aligned, and then you can be sure that the holes are aligned also when this one is aligned. So that's the basic advantage of Liteblock. Aside from its heat insulation, marami pa siyang mga advantage, but this is one of the basic advantages that is fast and fairly cheap to install.
Also eco-friendly, right?
Yes, it can help with echoes.
No, I mean eco-friendly.
Yes, Liteblock is eco-friendly because it insulates from the heat. So if it insulates from the heat, it saves energy, it's colder, so you're saving a lot on electricity and it's better for the environment. So welcome guys to our office. We used to have a really small office. Chris was one of the people that experienced that. There were about 10 of us in very cramped, probably just one bedroom na size of office. But now we've upgraded finally, and then the team has grown, and we've had proper desks na, medyo streamlined na kami, and then may proper conference room na kami. Dati nakakaawap kami kasi when we had meetings with our customers, wala kaming conference room, dito lang sa table. Example, ito yung salesperson, dito lang nakaupo yung customer, and then while we're presenting, so medyo hindi siya ganun ka confidence inspiring. At least now we've grown and we've have more resources na. Ito yung conference room namin. So ngayon, may TV na kami. This is where we do our trainings. This is where we do big meetings. This was the original desk there. Our office was about this big lang, original office. And a lot of us, like 6 people, would be using this desk as their office. I'd have my own desk, and then other people would be sharing desks around the area. So, yeah, kompleto na. May TV, may proper aircon, more whiteboards everywhere. So, pero it took us about, siguro, Liteblock is about 6-7 years old. So, yeah, it didn't come overnight. My office is here. Kung napansin nyo guys, ang ganda ng mga table nila. Ito yung table ko. So, this is a very old table. It was 20 years old na siguro itong table na to. Yeah, so, dito yung computer ko. I read books here all the time.
Computer ko.
Computer ni Chris kasi when she's helping out with payroll. And then, yeah, I read books here. And then the bathroom. That's the office.
May couch na siya, guys.
Yeah, my couch na ako.
Siya. Budget couch.
This is where I sleep during the afternoons. Yung normal pa. So if you guys notice from the office, nakikita natin diretso yung production facility. Even from my office, meron niyang peeking area to the production facility, so I always know what's happening. Whenever I just stand there and think about how to make it more efficient, I can actually do it with a picture in my head so that I can do it better. Guys, dito na area, we're shooting up because we have a lot of sensitive information. A lot of this is patented and a lot of people have actually tried to copy us. So I can't show you everything, but I can show you most of the things. So let's go to our laboratory. Okay, we can't find the key to the laboratory because it's with our R&D department. Naks, may ganyan. A hair and makeup retouch. Yeah, so, but everything we test here, we test the compressive strength every day, we test the raw materials coming in, just to make sure we're giving you good quality items when we deliver. So this is a panel where we computerize everything. All our mixing is done by computer, from the sand to the cement and whatever else we put in, our secret ingredients.
Really? That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's all computerized. Walang mano-mano dito. We just want to make sure it's always consistent quality. This was a big leap for us as an upgrade because we used to do everything by hand. We'll have like scales on the floor, the industrial scales, and then we'll timbang, we'll weigh them, and then put it in the mixer. This is a great upgrade for us. So sorry, medyo magulo pa kami because we are expanding. Hindi pa tapos yung expansion namin. This is where we keep our stockpiles of Liteblock. We try and make sure that we have enough so that every time you order, meron agad, hindi na de-delay yung mga projects. So dito rin kami, for now, nakapark yung mga kotse. And then we're expanding those big beams right there on the top. Will be for future mga cranes and overhead cranes, heavy equipment. So we're investing a lot also to make our production more efficient. Notice guys, all our trucks have these cranes, these booms on the cargo area because we deliver it like this per pallet, and it's wrapped so it's clean on site, it's clean. And then diba kadalasan pag hollow block mano-mano going down, which is a waste of labor. So what we did is everything is palletized, we belt it up and then crane to whatever floor you want. If you have higher cranes, we can deliver up to the second floor, but some of our projects are actually 8 stories high, and then they just get from the truck and diretso to whatever floor, and that's faster. So ito, pag unload namin, it takes us 30 minutes, an hour max if may mga complications on site, but that's it. It's funny, giving you this tour has made me feel nostalgic about where we started. I'll post some pictures about our small team when we were first starting out. It was just actually me and one person when we were starting out. We'd mix everything by hand. We'd have a small mixer and then mano-mano mix. I remember I would come home with my nails very black, and that was actually one of the stressful part because you don't know if it would actually work or not. But now thinking about it, it's actually part of the most rewarding process of the entire journey. I hope to share to you more of my journey, especially when it comes to my businesses, entrepreneurial things in the future, guys. But for now, this is where I say goodbye. Hit like and thumbs up, smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'll give you more of... And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!